The Frankie DeBusk Show is a special presentation of the Pioneer Sports Network. The Frankie DeBusk Show with head coach Frankie DeBusk.
Brought to you in part by Greenville Federal Bank, celebrating 50 years of service in Greenville and Greene County. Applebee's, your neighborhood bar and grill. There's no place like the neighborhood. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Home-owned and operated with locations in Greenville, Morristown, Jonesboro, Johnson City, and Cleveland. Green Coach Tours, celebrating their 65th anniversary. Grand Rental Station, anything you'll ever need to rent or buy. Consumer Credit Union, with 3 convenient locations in Greenville and Moss High. Creekside Markets, don't pass by, stop by, with 3 locations in Greene County. Comcast Cable, call Comcast and ask about the Comcast Triple Play, TV, internet, and phone. Comcast.
And now, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
The Tusculum Pioneers are up for 638 yards of total offense, second most in school history, in downing the Catawba Indians 54-44. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brian Staten for the Frankie DeBusk Show, and to be joined by Pioneer coach Frankie DeBusk in moments. The Tusculum Pioneers did come from behind, the 35th time in Coach DeBusk history that the Pioneers have overcome some type of a deficit, 11 points. It was the, how do you say, 5th largest deficit that they have overcome, you could say, in his career. That dates back to 1998. And a series that has been always very competitive. Last year, maybe not so much. This year, when you look at some of these highlights, you'll think, well, it was total domination. Well, we'll find out from the horse's mouth. We welcome back in Pioneer coach Frankie DeBusk. A contest I think you knew going in. We're playing this role of spoiler. We'll just see what happens. Let's try for 7 wins. And Catawba comes in first in the conference, and boy, you've really made it very tough and difficult for the 3rd place team in the region to make the playoffs.
Well, I'm just really pleased at how well our football team played. You know, we didn't play as well as we want to defensively. We had some missed tackles and the same old song and dance in a lot of ways there. We've got to get better on that side of the ball, and we make an improvement. We still got to get them on the ground, but offensively speaking, we played probably as good a football game as we have in a long time, Brian. Our quarterback, Bo Cordell, is just really a special football player, and the receivers that he throws the ball to are making big-time plays, and our offensive line up front is really protecting him. I personally challenged our offensive line at the beginning of the week because I did think Catawba had one of the best defensive lines we'll face, and we only gave up 2 sacks on the day. And aside from that, you know, they played phenomenal up there. Just really pleased with Spencer Riley, how he's coaching that group up, and those kids are responding like they need to respond. And our special teams game, we were solid and good in all phases with the exception of our kickoff team. We gave them 2 scores, and you know that's unacceptable, and we're making some changes there. And you know, there's so many positives. I don't want to go to the negatives, but we're still not doing things we need to in several facets of the game. But really pleased with going to Catawba, going to Salisbury on the road, and getting a big win.
You'll see a bunch of firsts in this game and also a national record in this game. We'll take a look at those highlights when the Frankie DeBusk Show continues.
Whenever there's a project to make our community a better place to live, you'll always find our local merchants right there doing all they can to help. From sponsoring the kids' ball teams to serving barbecue at a community picnic, they're always there. Be community-minded, shop and invest locally. Greenville Federal Bank, member FDIC, banking made easy.
Just like you.
The best deal in the neighborhood just got better with more to love on the 2 for $20 meal only at Applebee's. Applebee's is a proud sponsor of the Frankie DeBusk TV show and side of the Frankie DeBusk radio show. Applebee's on the bypass in Greenville. There's no place like the neighborhood. Your Greenville Light and Power System, an electrical distributor of TVA, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Your Greenville Light and Power is dedicated to excellence in service and reliability. Visit online at glps.net.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show. The Tusculum Pioneers knock off the third-ranked team in the region, Catawba. And for those of you unfamiliar with Division II, the top 6 teams at the end of the season that are ranked in the Super 2 Regional advance to the playoffs. The top 2 teams get a bye. So Catawba goes into the contest as the number 3 seed looking to host a playoff game. How do you define worst to first? Catawba Indians. Last year they finished dead last in the conference. This year they were tied for first going into the game with Tusculum before they fell 54-44. For the Pioneers, when they score over 40 points now, 42-3 all time. Let's take a look at some of these first half highlights brought to you by Greenville Federal Bank.
Catawba is always a great feel. They have a great game day environment there, and our kids were feeling that as well. And I could tell we were enthused and excited and ready to play a good football game. You know, our trip went well. Beautiful day. It rained and snowed on us going over there, but once the game kicked off, it was absolutely a beautiful day. And here we have a young man just make a mistake, and it's amazing how one guy can give up a 50-yard play. But we stopped him there on the first play of the game, do well, and then we have a young guy make a mistake, and then we have another busted play here, unfortunately by one of the same players on defense. So we've got to do a little bit better, but once again we spot them some points and take the field offensively.
Deer and headlight look for the Pioneer defense to start out, but the offense couldn't have gotten off to a better start. Calvin Bredd, who is closing in on the all-time receiving yards record held by Kevin Wolcott in that All-American year he had in 2003 for his whole career, but there's a 72-yard catch and run for Calvin.
Great first play on offense. Bo made a phenomenal throw there, and Calvin does a great job converting. We had receivers downfield blocking, and here Bo buys some time and does a good job throwing the football away, and unfortunately we got to kick it, but we got one of the best, if not the best kicker in the nation, so we get an opportunity to send him out there, and he gives us 3.
So Rollins makes it good from 23 to make it 7-3 here in the first quarter, and folks, the fireworks have just begun. This is L.J. McCray for the Catawba Indians.
Brian, we mentioned it early on. We have got to do a better job on our kickoff team here. That young man there set a national record against us as he returned 2 on the day, and you know, I'm not pleased with that at all by our kickoff unit. And we got some young players on that team, but you know, they've played 9, 10 ball games. They got to start growing up and making plays, or we got to make some changes. But take the field offensively, and Bo here finds I think that's Michael Rodriguez, and moving the chains, and the guys are protecting up front, and we're throwing and catching and having some positive success.
Calvin Bredd with the catch, his second on the afternoon. Tusculum facing 3rd down and 4, and this has really been a good play for the Pioneers on 3rd down, just waiting for some time, and Fred Jones with the nice catch. Good to see Fred Jones playing a lot too for the Pioneers. Great
execution. Unfortunately, we got to kick it again, but I think this one's from 46 yards, and Gareth makes it look easy. Actually said that's probably the best kick he's hit all year. Thought he hit it really solid. And here's a game changer. You block a punt, you know, it changes the game. This is Billy Pooser, a true freshman from Greenwood, South Carolina, blocking that punt there, and he just keeps improving every week. And Josh Mackey standing there getting ready to scoop and score if they could have communicated, but great execution by our punt block team. This is a great block here by Michael Rodriguez, and here comes another great block by Rashad Carter right here. 2 big dog hits. Actually, they are big dog winners because of those 2 blocks, and Deontay catches it and gets down to the 1, but great effort by our receivers that didn't catch the ball blocking, and our offensive line does a good job here and gets Bo in the end zone.
Cordell gets into the end zone from just a yard away. His first on the day, and the Tusculum Pioneers here in the first quarter have made it a 14-13 game. Defensively, you take the field, you do some nice things against their rush, and at first I thought actually we get in here, Pascal, I believe it was, who got a piece of that, but actually roughing the penalty, gave Catawba the ball back, and then a strange play. I thought, well, he was throwing the football, but then again, when you throw it backwards, it is a lateral.
Yeah, this is great effort here. Terrence Smith, one of our junior defensive linemen from down in Atlanta, Georgia area, makes a big hit on their quarterback. And how we didn't get this fumble, I don't know. Zach's got to get over there and just get on the deadgum football. I don't know who come up with it, but we sure didn't get it back there.
The Tusculum Pioneers here at the end of the first quarter do trail in the football game 14-13, but we'll have the ball when our second quarter continues right after this.
Whenever there's a project to make our community a better place to live, you'll always find our local merchants right there doing all they can to help.
All right, Jimmy, come on!
From sponsoring the kids' ball teams to serving barbecue at a community picnic, they're always there. Be community-minded. Shop and invest locally. Greenville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community minded, just like you.
The best deal in the neighborhood just got better with more to love on the 2 for $20 meal only at Applebee's. Applebee's is a proud sponsor of the Frankie DeBusk TV show and side of the Frankie DeBusk radio show. Applebee's on the bypass in Greenville. There's no place like the neighborhood. Your Greenville Light and Power System, an electrical distributor of TVA, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Your Greenville Light and Power is dedicated to excellence in service and reliability. Visit online at glps.net.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
Tusculum Pioneers at the end of the first quarter trail in the football game 14-13. Get a stop defensively after the pass backwards and force a punt, get that roughing, and then forced another punt. Actually, Catawba would go for it on 4th down. Tusculum would get the ball back and also go for it on 4th down. So we pick up the action with Catawba after getting a stop on 4th down and a yard, driving into Pioneer territory. Your second quarter highlights are brought to you by Applebee's.
Thanks to all of our sponsors, Brian, that make the show possible. Here's Big Fatua Mua putting some pressure on the quarterback, and we're down there battling and keeping them from catching it. Just a good job by our secondary there, keeping them out of the zone, and here we're putting a little pressure on their quarterback, and this is Catron Jelly Becton, true freshman from Miami, Florida there. I thought he was going to intercept that football, but he's a player of the week this week and just did a great job for us there covering their receivers.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Rodriguez with another catch. He had just another big day, but this guy has had the big game over the last 3 games. Here's a 43-yard catch and run. Add 6 more, half the distance to the goal line with a personal foul. And then Bo Cordell from 6 yards away takes off for the end zone. Doesn't look great, but it's very effective.
He's doing what he has to do. They've got us covered. He's very smart right there with the football, and proud to see him tuck it and get the ball in the end zone. Kids up front did a great job protecting him. They just had us covered and was very smart with the ball. And here's this is Justin Arrington, one of our kids from Creekside High School down in the Atlanta area, and getting after their running back there, making a really big play. And I'm not sure who made the second hit there, but good job our defense pursuing. And this is again, they threw the ball over there, and I thought Jelly knocked it down, but their number 18 is a good receiver. This is a great play here, just a great execution by Marcus Jackson, one of our seniors from South Carolina, number 15 there, Terrence Smith, getting him a little piece of the action. And we got guys flying everywhere. That was a big stop for our defensive football team.
20-17 with the field goal as the Pioneers get a stop on 1st down and goal, and then it's Deontay Gist with some more of the fireworks in this first half.
Great job blocking there. I can't tell what number that is, but there's a good job by Dylan Wilker, number 40, making a big hit. And there's 81, Xavion Smith, 2 true freshmen. Xavion's from South Carolina, and Dylan's from Knoxville, Tennessee. And there's Deontay Gist getting the ball in the end zone. And you know, he's electrifying. He's got a lot of positive things about him, and he played phenomenal for us on Saturday.
79-yard kickoff return. He was a preseason All-South Atlantic Conference return specialist coming into the year after getting a kickoff return last year against Carson Newman. Has his second. Defensively, the Pioneers take the field. Dennis is sacked by Justin Arrington, so it's 3rd down and 8, and Dennis is going deep for the end zone, and Luke Harris steps up for his second interception of the year.
Great job by Luke doing what he's supposed to do. Luke is a sophomore from up in Floyd County, Virginia area, and just happy for him to make that play. He's growing into his own and doing a really good job for us in the secondary.
Pioneers leading the game right now 27-17, once again after that kickoff return for a touchdown. So the Pioneers, after the interception, Cordell goes for 16 yards, and then when they had to be perfect to Carter, they were. If he was open, they weren't the best throws, but this one in double coverage, perfect over-the-shoulder catch.
Perfect throw, great catch, makes it look easy, but Bo just makes some great throws. Actually, when he came to the sideline, I told him after that throw how good a football player he truly was and how special he is, and glad he's on our football team and glad he's just a sophomore. But kids there getting excited about it. Rashad Carter, a junior from down Atlanta, Georgia area, and just made a big play.